What's up, everyone? On this episode of Replay, we're taking a look at Braid, that game from Jonathan Blow that everybody loves. I'm Andrew Reiner. Joe Juba's here.
That's me.
And Ben Reeves.
Hello.
And then in the control room, Leo Vader.
Thank you for having me.
Time is of the essence here. Joe Juba's going to be playing all the way through Braid on this episode. It's going to be a super replay.
Oh, that's right. I suppose any replay that has the full game is a super replay, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Legally.
convinced he can do it in about an hour.
Yeah.
And you see the timer in the corner. This is actually built into the game. There's a speedrun mode. Joe's not speedrunning, he says. Although Leo's convinced he's going to make a world record under pressure.
That's when the world records always happen, is when the runner isn't expecting them.
I mean, I guess it's kind of a speed run in that, like, this game is definitely not designed to be played in, 45 minutes or an hour, but it's technically possible. So that's because one of the achievements for this game, like back when it came out, was to beat the game in under 45 minutes. So I was very determined to do that.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
All right. We've already failed our speedrun.
I think we're done.
Damn it! I thought we were going to be famous.
Yeah.
Reset the clock.
This is not, we're not gonna, man, there's one that beat the game. I saw one that was like 24 minutes.
What?
Yeah.
Wow,
Now, there's some weird, to hit a time like that, there's some weird circumventing that you need to do. Like, our playthrough here is going to be legitimate in the sense that, like, we're not taking advantage of any like, bugs.
You're rewinding. That's kind of cheating.
Yeah. That's a lot of cheating.
Yeah.
And we're not, like, we're basically solving all of the puzzles. We'll solve them all sort of correctly, just precisely.
The only way you know how.
Exactly.
So let's talk about Braid a little bit.
Yeah.
One of the first great indie games, I think you'd say. There was many indie games before it, but this is one that I think it just hit at the right time of downloadable games starting to really take off. And
Good promotion with the Xbox Live Summer of Arcade thing, wasn't it? Part of that?
Yeah, and it just caught fire. And it was like immediately everybody's like, you got to play this game. And I remember looking at it, I was like, I don't want to be this redheaded dude in a suit. Like, what the hell? This isn't like a cool looking plumber.
This cool looking plumber.
Everyone wants to be the plumber, and no one wants to be the dandy.
Dude in a suit. Isn't his name Tim or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Ugh.
But yeah,
Mario.
for right now, it just looks like a standard platformer. But wait until you start getting into kind of the craziness.
Yeah,
It messes with your mind.
this is one of those games that is sort of, I think, notorious for... Oh, dang it.
Your speedrun sucks.
Yeah. It's sort of notorious for, like...
What are you doing?
Oh, this is neat. I didn't even know you could solve it this way.
I mean, I think that's the only way to solve it, isn't it?
No, what I did
You
is...
used a Game Shark.
Yeah.
Oh, I suppose... No, you're right. You could, like, put the...
You complete the puzzle,
platform
then-
together and then
Right.
maybe in the middle. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So is completing this full jigsaw puzzle of each painting, is that considered a complete run, or do you not need to do that?
You do need to do that to access the last level.
Gotcha.
Man.
Cool. I'm excited to see this happen before my very eyes.
Yeah, well, it's man, I think this is probably, I mean, I've played it dozens of times at this point. This is definitely one of my favorite games ever.
When was the last time you played it?
I mean, this weekend.
Yeah, Joe plays it all the
That
time.
counts.
I mean, I knew that we were planning on doing a replay on it, so I kind of wanted to get the rust off a little bit.
Sure.
But normally I'd say, I can't remember what I said on our last episode of the Super Replay, but I think it's about like once a year or so I come back to it.
Uh-huh. Maybe it should be more often.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe, I don't want you to look up at the timer in the corner, but you're at about 40 minutes already.
Oh, no. I am really blowing it.
We've been here for 30 minutes.
This technique allows Joe to skip frames later.
Yeah, that's what it is.
There we go.
Yay, you did it.
That's my favorite part of Summer Games Done Quick and stuff, is
Whoa.
when they start applauding at a good move like that.
That just seemed like a labored move. But we made it.
Just for
World
the
one
runner's
done.
confidence.
Hey, if we keep going at this pace, we're gonna hit a world record. 4 minutes per world.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh yeah, Barney.
Oh yeah. This is a Barney game.
I mean, he even just stole that line from Mario. Just shameless.
Have some respect.
And
for
then in
yourself.
interviews, John Blow claimed he's never heard of Mario. It's so messed up.
Yeah, right? It's like, come on, dude.
Mario, what?
No, this is an original creation named Barrio.
He thinks he invented platforming.
He's a carpenter.
There we go. So the timer in the corner stops during these sequences, which I appreciate.
Oh. That's nice.
hmm.
So you waste all your time here.
Yeah, exactly. I just spend hours on the puzzle screen figuring it out.
You can take a nap or a bathroom break.
This
Yeah.
doesn't count.
Yeah, I can handle the complicated puzzle solving of Braid, but basic jigsaw puzzles are just conceptually they are my enemy.
Really?
No, they're just boring.
What are you talking about? Have you ever done a 1,000 piece?
Yeah, those are good.
No.
We should do a replay of one.
Yeah.
Me and my wife just did a 3D model of Gotham City.
Wow.
Kind of fun. There's a
whole
3D
city?
puzzle of Gotham City, yeah.
Donk.
And you have to like do.
Oh come! Oh no!
Oh, no!
Oh no!
Oh,
no!
Joe!
No! Oh god!
What is happening?
I shouldn't have even been doing that. I'm not paying attention. Oh, world record right here.
All right, talk about the mechanics a little, what you're doing. Obviously, rewinding, but certain things, when you grab them, stay with you then.
Right. So the game sort of unfolds in different worlds, and each world introduces like a new concept. Apart from the first world, which is just sort of the basics of like time rewinding, this world's concept is the idea that things that are glowing in green are not affected by your rewind power. So they keep doing their thing no matter what you do.
This was also a great era for demos. You know, you could get a demo of this game. That was
Yeah.
just the first world. And
Yeah.
definitely played more demos back then than I do now.
Oh, really?
This was also like this was like probably the first game I played on Xbox Live Arcade that I was like, oh, indie games can be really good, and I can like those as much as like big AAA releases.
Turns out just making a guy run and jump, anybody can do it.
Yeah,
That's just be Nintendo.
Oh, come on. I feel like this game did that for like was a sort of an indie awakening for a lot of people.
Yep. Big time. Yeah, this was the game that kind of set it on its way, right? There was good indie games before this, like dozens of them, but this is the first one that I remember really, really taking off. Right as like Xbox Live was really starting to catch fire too.
Yeah. And I think this was in the same Summer of Arcade as Castle Crashers.
That sounds
Really?
right.
That was a big one too.
That'd be a strong summer.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, that sort of was the problem with it, though, is like following Summer of Arcades could just never. Whoops. They could just never. There we go. You can't stack up. You can't stack up against
Yeah,
that.
you can't measure up to that.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Look at that.
Did you see what he just did?
Threaded a needle.
So, for instance, in the real speed runs, there's a way to like get this puzzle piece by weirdly like jumping off this ladder. A, I don't know how to do it, but B, then you're not really doing the puzzle. You're just stealing a piece.
Yeah.
Stealing.
But the fact that they figure that stuff out, take the time to figure all those little things out just to cut the time is crazy.
Yeah,
And they probably jump on those ladders in other games or, other ladders in this game to see if they could do it for hours and then realize they can't and be like, okay,
yeah.
the one true path is this way.
Looking at the Summer of Arcade that Braid came out in, it not only had Braid and Castle Crashers, but had Geometry Wars 2 in 2008. Summer of
Oh,
Arcade.
that's a good one.
Yeah, good batch.
There was like one other like really good Summer of Arcade, but then none of the others I felt measured up.
Did you say Alan Wake was on that? No.
No.
There's an Alan Wake that was early. The American Horror Story, whatever
American
that was.
Nightmare?
Yeah. That was pretty early.
Yeah, there was the year where like I think it was either Explosion Man or Miss Explosion Man.
Yeah, and Shadow Complex.
Yeah.
And Shadow Complex and Trials HD were all the same year.
Yeah, that was a good one.
They had a good thing going for a while.
Yeah.
Do you remember the games that launched with Xbox 360's Xbox Live? There was Hexic HD that came with the system. And what was the original file size? Can you look that up, Leo? Games could not be larger than
50 megabytes, if I remember correctly. Just because I remember the Behemoth talking about that.
So if you made a game, it had to be that file size. There was a cap on it, which is just ridiculous now. Like everybody just saw the Division 2, which just came out. Was what 90 gigs, something like that on PS4.
Yeah, it was 50 megabytes in order to ensure any downloaded game could fit on a 64 megabyte Xbox memory unit.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the Behemoth talked about how with Alien Hominid they had to cut music and sound from certain parts and just
Really?
reuse it from other areas.
And just flashes on screen. Your game is not broken. We had to cut it.
I'm sorry. Well, that's interesting because it feels like Castle Crashers is even bigger.
I think by then it might have been raised.
Oh,
I think it
okay.
went to 200 and then even higher later.
Ah, get out of there.
Funny.
There we go.
But yeah, Castle Crashers was a
Oh,
huge
come
game.
on.
Yeah. I love that game.
Me too.
I played so much Castle Crashers.
Yeah, that was a great game. But this one transcended. Castle Crashers had like a classic vibe to it, right? Like it was kind of a throwback to the hack and slash games, but it was fun playing co-op online.
All the different characters for doing more than one run.
The art style, but this was just something new.
Castle Crashers was good fun. This smelt.
This had that good stink to it.
Yeah, this just good whiff.
Yeah.
Felt smart.
Wait, were you going to say smelt fart?
Yeah, smelt fart.
Speaking of smart, comedy.
Yeah, this game is art.
Yeah, smart.
It smells like it.
Oh, can you get it multiple times that way?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
You can actually like do it all if you're not
In
blowing
one
it.
go.
If you're not blowing it like I am, you can do it all in one go.
Oh.
There we go. Yay!
Well done.
And that's an hour, everyone.
Did you figure out a lot of this stuff on your own, or did you look up speedrunning tactics?
I figured out a fair bit of it, but like, I would say like some of the more recent. There are some recent things that I'm doing that I've found out in the last few years just by like watching videos of it. But when it first came out, I feel like there like speed runs and walkthroughs on YouTube weren't as much of a thing. I mean, that was like back in 2008.
You had to go to the movie
2007.
theater.
Yeah.
So all that's to say, like, I'm sure that I had some assistance. I don't think I did it all by myself, but a lot of it was just me hammering away at it, trying to figure it out. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to pay you a compliment, Joe, even though you took my seat in this episode of Replay.
Yeah, sorry.
He wanted to be center. But Joe is one smart cookie when it comes to puzzle games. When The Witness came out, his desk looked like a beautiful mind.
Oh,
like,
man.
It was like,
Nice.
Well,
there
that
was like illustrations and art everywhere. And he went through that all by himself. Did not, I mean, as a critic, there's no walkthroughs yet. The game's not out. He didn't call anyone. He just did it all on his own.
Yeah,
That's impressive. Like, I went online, I don't know, 4 or 5 times on that game. Like, I was like, I have no idea what the solution is.
It's one of those things too where you were doing it before the game came out. And
Yeah.
So you couldn't look anything up.
Yeah, there wasn't really anything available for it, which meant that there were. I mean, I think there's still a video. Like you can finish that game technically without solving all the puzzles.
Oh, is that what you did for your review?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can beat that game without solving puzzles.
No, I mean, it's
He didn't
just
know
not,
there were puzzles.
It's not required to do all of them. There are some things in the game that I got later that you have to finish every puzzle for it. But you can finish the game without it. And there was a video of me and I think it was Jeff Cork. We're going through this one section that I was like, here's a puzzle. I don't know how to beat it. Because I was playing it at my desk without my headphones on. It was just like, I'd been wearing them all day. And it's like, the soundscape of that game can be sort of bare sometimes. And turns out that it was just totally an audio-based puzzle that as we were playing it for replay, Jeff was like, wait a minute, is it the sound of the like crunching but beneath your feet? Oh yes, that's totally right.
Well, I love that element of discovery in that game too. Like, you just go to a new place and you're like, you kind of get stressed out just because you know there's going to be a new wrinkle to everything you're doing.
Yeah.
And you have to figure out what it is.
And this, Braid sort of has a similar, like The Witness is sort of compartmentalizes its puzzles into different concepts and areas, and Braid does that too with the worlds, which I think is kind of fun. But it really just like builds on what you already know in fun ways too.
And you're seeing art being well, you're skipping over the story. Talk about the story.
Man.
It's pretty heady.
Yeah, I mean the story
it's art.
Yeah, I mean, for what it is, it's pretty abstract. It's just told through these like, well, I guess it depends on what layers of interpretation of it you want to get to too. Like the story on the surface is about this guy named Tim who's searching for a princess, but it's clear from the text that you're reading that it's a little more of a reflection or a contemplation of like their relationship and mistakes that were made and all this kind of stuff. But then there are other layers of interpretation of it, like bringing the atomic bomb into it, and there's lots of stuff out there.
I think he eventually did come out and say like which interpretation was correct, right?
I think he came out and
That
said
is about Mario.
I think
It's about a guy who jumps around, he said.
I think he came out and said that an interpretation is correct.
Okay.
But I don't think he specified which one it was.
You got me again.
Damn you, Jonathan.
There we go.
That guy do your dirty work.
Right. I'll take that, buddy. Oh.
Sucker. There we go.
That's a complex puzzle right there.
Yeah, I guess we're going through it too fast to actually talk about the puzzles, but some of these, this game probably took me 4+ hours on my first time through it.
Yeah.
And one thing I'll say is this is not in the spirit of our traditional Super Replays. I know people like us struggling and trying to figure stuff out on their own, but I thought this would be cool showing someone who knows this game like the back of their hand and just playing through the whole thing. Since this will be the only look we ever give it on replay, so why not see all of it?
Screw it. I'm just going to do it the long way.
What were you trying to do?
Jump on that guy twice
gotcha.
or something?
I see what you're saying.
I have to do that later anyway, but it just wasn't working in the moment. There we go.
Oh, yeah, so you've got to get to the end
Yeah, so like...
with all of them dead.
And this is just one of the things that is so smart about this game is that like the way it builds on familiar sort of motifs, right? It's like we've seen something very like this screen before.
Right.
Where we just had to jump on all the guys' heads. But now
You got to do them in a certain
we have to
order.
do it in a certain order because the way time rewinds in this level means that they'll come back to life if you don't.
If you let them get all the way up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's cool.
How they put this together, I have no idea.
Yeah, I feel like that would have taken them forever to lay out that puzzle even, just to be like, all right, how does this puzzle work?
Oh shit. Okay.
It's cool though.
Was this a completely solo effort from Jonathan Blow?
No. So Blow did a lot of the programming and, I mean, I guess the puzzle work. The art is...
I think David Hellman, I think is the last
Hasselhoff.
name.
The
David
mayonnaise guy?
No. Yes, the mayonnaise guy, Ben.
Okay.
Just stick with it.
Let him have this.
What's his name? Who did Super Meat Boy? Didn't he do some of the art? Edmund McMillan?
I don't know.
I feel like he did something.
The hair physics.
Yeah, that's got to be it, right?
Yeah.
Go.
So Witness is like 3 years old at this point too now.
Oh
right?
my gosh. Seriously? Already?
I think so. 2 or 3.
And if you want, so it's not.
I love that game.
The Witness is so good, and it's not made by Jonathan Blow. But if you want another just like excellent puzzle game, kind of in the tradition of Braid or The Witness, like I recommend last year's Return of the Obra Dinn.
Oh yeah, that game's great.
Like that's the best puzzle game I've played since The Witness.
Do we know what Blow's working on now?
I don't think he's announced
I don't think they've
anything.
announced it. Yeah.
But yeah, you would think he'd probably be getting close to showing it off.
Couple of years? Yeah.
I mean, The Witness took him, felt like forever. So I would hope he'd maybe want to do something smaller. I would love another Braid style game. Or something like, not like exactly like this, but, you know, short, bite-sized kind of game.
Super
about
Braid
this?
World.
100
That's right.
players. Only one can be left alive.
Oh.
That sounds new.
One of our Game & Farcer covers was Braid 2 one year, where the joke was just like, it was
Yeah.
incredibly violent and, not in keeping with the,
Right.
thinky philosophy of Braid.
I think it was something like Rips Time a New One or something like that. It was like the slogan.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I wanted us to do. Oh, come on! Oh, damn it! I wanted us to do Time Harder,
That was good.
I think that got vetoed somewhere along in the process. I think it's because it was maybe too timely with the Die Hard movie coming out, like right around that time or something. Oh, dang it! Okay.
Yeah, I think we could point this out. Joe is the one who spearheads Game & Farcer each year.
Yeah, I don't write it all. I just sort of edit. I don't know.
Yeah, I
organize it.
did
Editor in chief.
I did the first few, and then Justin Leeper did one or two, and then Helgeson did some.
Jeremy, when he was here for a while, helped too.
Yeah. And then now it's been
I've done it for like 10 years.
Joe Juba with, boy,
I mean,
I don't know,
Ben-
6 other people?
yeah, it sort of changes depending on what the staff. But Ben, you've been helping out with it for a long time.
Yeah, I've been helping for a while. Those are always fun to do. I like doing those meetings too, where everybody just pitches ideas. Because even you guys only see like, I don't know, what would you say, like 10%?
Yeah.
maybe?
If that, yeah.
I mean, I think you see the best 10%.
Oh yeah. But I guess it's fun to like see all the ideas, because sometimes like you'll have a good idea and it's just not enough for a full story, but it's still like a fun idea.
Yeah,
I think
like
back in the day when I did it, it was like I was the only one doing it. So I was like, all these ideas are great. So the meetings went very fast in my mind, and the bad jokes made it.
Another genius article.
Hey, Darth Clark came from that.
Oh, did he?
He's still around. Yeah.
I remember he was like a reviewer for a while when I first started.
Yeah, because we used to have different critics there was Chad, the Madden guy.
yeah, there was one. So like, I remember this conversation, Reiner, because we were like. The old editor-in-chief of Game & Farcer, fake editor-in-chief, was Garnadan.
That's right, Lord Garnadan.
And there was something that was just so like weirdly, I don't know, like 90s about his whole shtick that we were looking for a way to sort of move beyond that. So it was
That was my EverQuest character name, by the way.
Oh, really?
Lord
Yeah.
Garnadan.
Yeah, that's cool.
I didn't know that.
And it turns out Darth is Star Wars.
Yeah,
But-
where'd you get Garnadan?
There's a Star Wars character that is similar in name, and I just spun it. The guy, the spy on Tatooine.
Yeah, it's like Garandan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just
yeah.
spun that.
But I remember that we wanted to get rid of Gardadan, but we decided like it was a late call, so we couldn't change all of like Enfarcer that year for it. So what we did instead was introduce, like, we knew a year in advance that Darth Clark would take over the
Yep.
next year. And we introduced him as like a guest editor one year, and then the next year his whole shtick was how he took over.
Nice.
Darth Clark.
There was like that art. We've been using that same photo for years. Like
the clip art guy.
whoever that is probably like a 40-year-old man by now.
Yeah,
right?
I'm
think we
really
found
curious
him.
what that guy is.
Yeah, I think we found him in another ad. Like he's still doing photo stuff, but he's older.
I know that we saw the same picture that we used for Darth Clark in like How to Cope with Your Troubled Teen or something like that.
Yeah, that
Like,
was good.
a book like that.
The man, that is a market. Imagine that should be like some kind of TV sitcom about people that are basically like in, clip art photos or in magazine ads, like their life.
Yeah.
And if they get recognized.
So now I've got Shadow Tim in the mix.
That's right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The darkest Tim.
The Darkest Tim line.
So now you made a Shadow Tim that will jump to his death.
That's right.
He
Okay,
gave me the
that just
gifts.
breaks my mind.
Yeah.
Trying to
I
figure this
remember-
stuff out.
This puzzle in particular took me a while to figure out. Like I couldn't figure out how to get that key over that gate.
It's a really clever mechanic.
Yeah. Like you grab it from yourself. Oh my gosh.
Then you lure the bunny.
Get that bunny out
Then
of
you got to
there,
put that bunny
get
back in the box.
keys. Okay. Now this next one takes a little concentration. So you guys
Should be able to play this world in co-op for no challenge.
That'd be fun.
For a no challenge run.
Yeah, this whole game in co-op would be tricky. There we go.
Oh, that's cool.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's just not right.
It's funny. I
Not
think
right.
like despite being, I think this is like, oh come on.
No.
Your guy
Why
got
did he
it.
land at that time when you didn't?
I don't know.
Interesting.
I think this is when you're trying to get through this world. I think it's one of the easier ones. Like once you know the puzzles, they're not that.
You're
that
blasting through it.
tough. But I think conceptually, this was the hardest world for me to like wrap my head around.
Right. I think that makes sense.
Like that right there is crazy
Yeah.
town.
Figuring out how that puzzle is supposed to work.
I think that is the hardest puzzle in the game, and not to execute, but to like figure out. I think that's as hard as they come.
the most hours.
This has to be a tricky thing for a game developer in designing puzzles like this where you want to stump people, right? Like you take satisfaction in, okay, this person could not figure out just how crazy my puzzle is, but at the same time you want to see them through to the end, right?
Yeah.
So finding that perfect balance of will they be able to figure this out?
And I think
And will they enjoy it?
Yeah, exactly.
I think one of the things that Braid does that's really smart about that, and Jonathan Blow does, is cutting down to like only the necessary elements. So there's not a puzzle that has, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's not a puzzle in this game that has like red herrings that you need to mess around with. So for me, shoot, I blew it. Hold on. There's not a puzzle that has red herrings, so you know that if you experiment enough with it, the pieces that are there,
Yeah.
you know that everything there is important, so you can figure out what does what. I don't know. That's not the most articulate way of saying it, but
But you don't review games.
yeah. I'm trying to focus on a puzzle here that
Take some timing.
Right.
Yeah.
He was just trying to be smart there. He's like, hold on, guys. I'm going to count to 4. That looked easy.
Yeah, showing off how good you are at counting.
I wish I could count.
all right, another one of these.
In a lot of modern games, the solution to that puzzle difficulty conundrum is just having the character blurt out the answer if you take too long.
That is certainly,
Hey, we should check over here.
that's an approach that you can take.
Maybe I should hack that.
He's got to be so pissed what's going on in his mind as he's seeing all this stuff.
Oh, rewound it all.
Oh, dang it. No, I totally blew it.
Yeah, you did.
Ah.
Nice.
Nice, dude.
2 horns.
Get that guy.
I saw Jonathan Blow
Oh, no, I
at
should've- ah.
a game developers conference.
Yeah.
Like, he came rolling in, and it was like he was treated like Michael Jordan. Like there was like everybody was like going over to him like immediately as he was just trying to like walk down the hall.
It's
Like
also
total celebrity in the developer community.
it's also pretty crazy how many games have Jonathan Blow in the special thanks section. Like basically any indie game has like special thanks, Jonathan Blow. I think part of that has to do, doesn't he like do something with like a fund,
Yes.
like an indie game fund? I think that's part of it. Oh, come on.
I think him and Nathan Vella. Yeah,
Wait,
those
what
guys
is-
are thanked a lot.
What is this for?
I blew that.
The Shadow Man got killed by that little monster.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
That's way over.
I hit rewind again, which like overwrites the
Oh.
previous thing. So he just stood there like an idiot and then got hit.
I see.
But now,
But you had to do that to get that up.
yeah, he had to go pull that lever so that gate will lift.
Very
This is
nice.
another devious puzzle once you, I mean, it's easy once you know it, but
Oh, yeah, you got to get the shadow guy to jump into that, right?
yeah. So here we go. Let's see if that does it.
Nice.
What?
That is crazy.
It's glowing green though too, so if you screw it up and you like accidentally put the key in there, you can't rewind it out.
Exactly. You have to
Which
like you just have to leave and try again.
Oh. Devious. Or you have to get frustrated and walk ahead and talk to that
Yeah, that's
dinosaur
right.
and end the
All
level.
right. Puzzle time, guys. We can all relax.
All right.
Oh, he's speedrunning this one.
There.
You guys ever speedrun anything?
No, I did do a flawless run through of Super Ghouls and Ghosts
Whoa.
when I was a kid, because there's like something you get from that if you don't die or get hit or something, like a
Like
secret.
a real ending or something?
Yeah, so I did that game.
Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. I would just play over and over again to see how fast I could beat it. My best time was like 2.5 hours, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, these days not anymore. Like, I don't like replaying games, right? Like, yes, this is our show replay, but I feel like
I'm morally against it.
every second matters in keeping up with the year's back catalog and seeing all the new stuff. Because there's just too many damn games now.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are super, super long.
And just too much entertainment now. Like, when I was a kid, if I had known there was like going to be a superhero, like a comic series or a TV show based on one of my favorite comics, I would have been just like, oh my God, I can't believe it. But like now it's like I hear new ones getting announced and I'm just like, oh my God, I can't keep up. It's just too much.
Gotta check that out.
There's like DC has its own like network of just shows now.
Right.
It's bonkers.
Well,
We're going to have a Star Wars.
Arrow just got canceled.
Yeah, it's just 10 episodes left.
So that's one fewer show to worry about.
There we
Finally.
go. It's going the other way. But there's going to be a
Finally.
Swamp Thing show I'm super excited
Oh my
about,
gosh, that sounds cool. There's all the Marvel stuff too.
which just got canceled.
They just canceled that whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, that they said like Daredevil and all that stuff was supposed to be canon in the MCU. And they kind of referenced like certain disasters or like the big green guy. But they never showed anything. That stuff's not canon. What they're doing on Disney Plus coming up with like the Loki show,
That'll be actually canon.
that's what they wanted from. They want just complete control over the whole thing. They don't want someone else in there making their stories, right?
Yeah,
Like Netflix.
I'm sure.
What's the Loki show going to be? Is Tom
it's
Hiddleston going to be in it?
Yeah, so he's Loki, and I heard it's
It's a
gonna
late
be,
night talk show.
I heard it's his place in like going through history of the world,
Oh,
like
really?
the appearances Loki's had in our timeline, like coming to Earth. That's at least the scuttlebutt. I don't think that's
Fun.
official.
I wonder if they'll have Thor in occasionally, or any of the other gods.
Speaking
That'd
as
be
someone
amazing.
who hasn't followed the MCU too closely, is it weird watching the Avengers now that Loki's more of a lovable goofball?
What do you mean?
Hasn't he been rewritten as kind of just a more of a jokey character in Thor Ragnarok and stuff? And he was the main villain in the
He's
Avengers?
kind of a
Oh,
punchline of certain moments.
yeah. I feel like he was always
But
a bit of a punchline.
If you haven't seen the new Avengers movie, yeah, you should see what he does in that. Yeah, there's big
Wait.
Loki stuff in the
Yeah,
new.
have you not seen Infinity War?
No, I saw our spoiled episode about it. From this control booth
Oh, boy.
right here.
Wow.
Yeah, you should really watch that, dude.
Okay.
And Captain Marvel, I saw that last weekend. Very good. Enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. Where do you think it ranks in the canon?
Well, there's 22 of them.
Are there really that many?
21, 22 movies.
Oh my
That's a lot of movies.
That's like 2 days worth of watching.
I would say it's top 10 material. I don't know if it is right there, but
I don't know what
enjoyed
top
it.
10 list, but
What's your favorite, Ben?
I still go with the original Avengers is way up there
Really?
for me. Yeah. I don't know what I'd rank after that. Infinity War's up there. Civil War is really good. Spider-Man: Homecoming.
I really like the Captain America movies,
Yeah.
but Thor Ragnarok's great.
Thor Ragnarok's really good.
Black Panther, really like that. That was, man,
I
talk
don't know.
about
Those
a great
movies are all
sci-fi
good,
movie.
and it's hard for me to like rank, the new Captain Marvel up with those. Even though I did enjoy the film.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's gotten to a point now where you kind of expect a lot of heroes, a lot of cameos and stuff. So when it's just an isolated origin story or an Ant-Man, kind of just cannot touch on anything going on at the time because everybody's off doing something super
Yeah.
important.
They didn't have Baby Bruce in Captain Marvel.
No, that would have been
Wait,
fun.
what's Baby Bruce? Oh, I see. It's like Baby
Banner.
Bruce Banner. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't have been a baby. He probably would have been a teenager or something. But
Well, then I'm not interested.
yeah, I'm not into that.
Okay.
Yeah, those movies are great. They have a flawless track record. Each movie's fun. Some better than others, but there is not a bad movie in that group.
What about Thor: The Dark World?
You mean Portal the movie?
Oh,
See, I like the characters a lot in that, though. Like, I just thought it was still fun. Even if the story wasn't super great, I still enjoyed it.
What
Joe,
about
you're just melting my mind
Justice
right now.
League.
That's probably my favorite.
That's my least favorite Marvel movie.
Yeah, there weren't even any Marvel characters in it. It was stupid.
Yeah,
There-
DC right out of the gates had a couple of clunkers, whereas Marvel's still, in my mind, just perfect.
I mean, is DC still viable in any way? Like,
Yes.
I mean,
Aquaman is great. It's
Okay.
fun.
I heard Aquaman's
and like
good.
Wonder Woman, I saw and enjoyed.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like that movie a lot
that's
too.
fun. I might have enjoyed Wonder Woman more than Captain Marvel, honestly.
I might agree with that. I really liked Wonder Woman. Really, really liked Wonder Woman.
But I mean, everything they do Batman-wise just seems like a disaster these days.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
since Nolan, yeah,
Okay.
for sure. Which is disappointing.
Oh, those friggin' bunnies!
Who would have thought we would have went on a superhero tangent during a Braid
We can
playthrough?
always manage it.
It's inside us.
But anyway, Joe, where are we at now?
We're almost to the end. This
Wow.
is the in terms of the actual like puzzles.
Yeah, this is kind of the lava
is-
temple.
Yeah, this is the second to last puzzle screen.
You have 12 minutes if you want to beat your personal best.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Well, not with that attitude.
No, I mean it's physically just not possible. at
No,
this point.
seriously, Joe, that attitude's not welcome here.
Sorry, guys, I'm gonna do it.
There we go. He's back.
Thanks, Leo.
Is that the only
hell?
item you ever get? Like the only deployable
Yeah.
ability?
Yep.
Interesting they introduced that just for one.
I'm glad that it's only in this one world. It really slows things down.
Yeah. It really does. Especially the closer you get to, you can just feel
Yeah.
the cringe.
This is just too clever.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Blow needs to be stopped.
there's some
Yeah.
clear symbolism, by the way, like a little wedding ring that slows down the world and encumbers you. Like, okay,
Okay, John.
Okay.
okay, we get it.
All right.
Oh, actually, hold on.
Commentary on marriage.
We're gonna reset that. There we go. So the reason I do that is because in case I back up too far in this next puzzle, I don't want to lose the puzzle piece that I just got there, which I could do and screw it up.
So once you leave the door, it's gold.
locked
It's yours.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you know it's a wedding ring and not a Sonic ring?
It could be a Sonic ring.
It's a good question.
You're right, Leo. You got me.
That'd be funny if Jonathan Blow came out and said the one thing everybody got wrong is that's actually a ring from Sonic.
I don't understand why you guys missed it.
Yeah, as clear as possible. And it's because Sonic actually goes very fast, and so the world seems to slow down around him. That's kind of the symbolism I was going for.
Yeah, no, we get it. Yeah.
Yeah, John. Heavy-handed Sonic symbolism.
What the?
Oh shoot! Oh, I blew it.
Yeah, you did. Ugh.
How would I do this?
I like that tone there, Reeves. Got you.
You sucker.
I've just got to do it this way. Okay. I know that there's a fancier way around this, but I'm gonna do it this way.
I can't even remember what you're supposed to do in this.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
was
this is exactly what you want to do.
Yeah, you're supposed to do this.
this is a puzzle where, so like I said, I play Braid maybe every year or so, and this is one of those puzzles that I frequently need to, like, wait a minute, hold on, what's going on in this one again?
Uh-huh.
And I need to sort of refresh myself on it. Like this weekend, that's what I did. before we were recording this. Was like, I need to check out that one elevator puzzle again just to make sure I don't blow it.
I don't even know what's happening.
That's
Well,
awesome.
you can, if you're
I
fast
blew it.
enough,
You can jump off there, right?
have it rewind
Yeah, there's
while you're on it.
Yeah, there's a different. Yeah, there's
You're
a.
green for a bit.
Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
If you do that, there's actually a star. So that gets into a whole other thing about this game.
Star.
So there are some pointless hidden stars in this game that you can get. They serve no purpose, and you can see them in a constellation like on the title screen. And they involve sort of weird ways of breaking the mechanics in the game. And there's one that you get by riding that ladder up. But
Oh, above the top?
yeah.
And there's no reason to do that?
No, I mean, there's no reason to do it other than just saying, I got the stars. Oh, this is going to hit me. This stupid thing's going to hit me. Go, 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 go.
Go, little man!
Yeah!
Go, little man!
Okay. This, even though it's not the hardest puzzle, this is the last one. Even though it's not the hardest puzzle in the game, it does have what I think is one of the coolest moments. And there's technically a faster way to do this too, but it's not as cool.
Holy hell, Joe.
So it's this cool moment where the key
gotta
and
catch
the
it.
ring are falling at the same time.
No way.
Nicely done. Oh!
And I blow it. All right.
You,
Intrigued.
Jonathan,
No, no,
blowed
no.
it.
Oh, okay. There.
Nice. It would be cool if the timer went backwards when you were around time.
Oh, yeah.
The speedrun timer?
Everybody just gets 0.
Yeah, you just stand on that green platform and rewind back to 0.
Look at that scrolling background. It's beautiful.
Oh, who's that?
It's below.
It's Statue Boy.
All right.
Okay, so
Let's take a breather.
So the princess, catch us up on the story, Joe. The princess was in another castle there?
Yeah, but now we're gonna go. Spoiler alert! Gonna go to the castle that the princess is at.
Oh, why didn't you go there first?
Yeah, it's a great question.
That's what I would have done.
John.
No, so like the reason that we have to do, you'll see this in a second. The reason we have to do these puzzles is because the final world you have to get to by a ladder, and each puzzle that you complete forms a segment, like a colored segment of the ladder. So we can't actually get all the way up here until all the puzzles are done.
Yeah.
But now this is labeled World 1, so this is technically the beginning of the story.
Feel free to pause and read all those if you want.
And the gimmick of this one is there one?
There's not really a... Like, everything is flowing in reverse
In
here.
reverse, that's the thing.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I never made it to this world. I never fully beat it.
Oh. Well, this is one of my favorite endings. Well, I love this game, but...
And if this was released today, if Braid was new, this would be DLC.
Oh, give me a break
It's true.
with this. I bet he wouldn't even have hair until you bought the cosmetics. The legendary skin.
Look at him ride that up. That was cool.
That was masterful.
All right. So here we go. Here's the last screen.
Look at this guy.
Why is he dressed like Agent 47, by the way?
Yeah. Seriously.
He's just-
Maybe this is his origin story.
He's just a fancy dude.
This is why he's so angry.
So yeah, man, the ending to this game, well, you'll see in a minute, but it really blew my mind the first time I saw it. It was
You
one of
didn't get crushed by that.
my favorite endings to a game.
Dude, that's the princess.
Yeah. And she's escaping from that guy. And she's pulling levers that help me get through.
I've escaped fire
God,
before.
oh God.
Who started
God.
the fire, though?
It's just a firewall. Don't worry about it.
Not Billy Joel.
Help, lady. That's true. Billy Joel did not start the
He's
fire.
the one person we know.
It was always
Didn't.
burning.
Well, hold
actually.
on. He said we didn't start the fire, not I didn't start the fire.
That's true.
Yeah, you can't blame anyone else for my sins.
Yeah, he personally might be liable for the fire.
Who's this other guy? Or gal?
She's getting away.
Wow, you're like a kangaroo.
Hold on.
High praise.
There we go. All right. That's basically it.
Damn, get your mail. Hey, forget the mail. No.
Oh, car. What is up with those like piranha plant things? They don't really belong in this world.
Die, monster.
I'm watching her up there. She's really good. What? The
Oh,
Mona
you
Lisa?
got the Mona Lisa in his house? Wow.
Well, maybe it's not his house, though.
So Leonardo da Vinci is to blame.
So we've been playing that whole thing in reverse. So the narrative that we're looking at here is he was basically peeking in at her through her window. And she's like, what the hell? And is running. And she's like trying to drop a chandelier on him. So all of this stuff that we thought when she was like, we thought she was helping us by
She's actually trying
pulling
to,
levers
you're a
and
creeper.
stuff. You see, she's like, oh no, you can't get to me.
Oh, yeah. Since now everything's going forward.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's cool.
She's trying to get back.
Yeah, she's running away. Are you just holding the button during this?
Yeah, in this part, this plays your run there. It just plays it exactly in reverse.
You're not holding to go backwards?
I'm holding the go backwards button.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
cool.
But I'm not doing anything else. Yeah. Oh, we are going to make it under 45 minutes, by the way.
Yeah.
Dude, I told you.
We needed to have a second game for this. Who knew?
We need a second segment.
Wait a minute, there's no fire.
Wait, what?
There was fire chasing you. You're not running into the fire.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, backwards fire is
False
no
narrative.
fire. That's reverse fire.
Oh,
Is a lack of fire. That's the opposite, you know?
she's running.
And this guy who we thought was the bad guy.
Hey, I'll save you. He's the knight in shining armor.
Yeah.
Well, I want to play as him.
That's the Braid sequel.
Oh, he was climbing up with her.
Yeah, he's strong.
He
Holy
looks
hell.
so happy.
So you are Agent 47. You're a killer.
And that's the end.
She wants nothing to do with you.
Now, man, this I've never fully dived into it, but there are some weird puzzles on these final screens also having to do with I'm not doing
Like here?
Yeah, on these screens that you think are just about like reading these books, there's some weird extra puzzles and things to check out that I've never actually quite figured out.
Oh my gosh.
But
What a work of art.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, that ending is just mind blowing.
It's such a like tight piece of like art too. Like it's super digestible.
Yeah, you can bang it out in 45 minutes.
First time you play it though, it's like it teases your brain.
there we go.
Holy
that,
hell.
dude.
Joe!
We did
Oh,
it.
you did better than last
Dude,
time.
you beat your
Yeah.
personal best.
I
Wow.
did. Which really surprises me because I was like talking through
You know
a bunch
what?
of it.
You just need
But-
to do talk shows whenever you play a game.
Yeah, apparently.
Because you're at your best when you're not 100% focused.
Yeah.
So what are you going to speedrun now? Is there anything you can do in 10 minutes, Joe?
I'm pretty sure Apex Legends.
What about Jonathan Blow's first game?
The
where you just
Witness?
walk through a hallway, or is that someone else?
Or we could speed run Myst and just do that like puzzle sequence at the very beginning.
Great.
It actually ended up being about 50 minutes with those puzzles.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So that is a little shorter episode, but a full one. I love that, Joe. Thank you so much for showing that to us.
That was cool.
Yeah. There's the constellation, by the way. When you get stars, that's where they pop up.
What is that? They make an image. Like, what is that supposed to be?
Yeah, I don't know.
Those bellows, those wind
Man,
things.
there's some devious things about that too. Like okay, hold on. I know you're trying to end the episode, but real quick. So you see this little like weird thing here in this one.
Oh, there's a star thing there.
And
there's
there,
stars there.
it's like one of the stars is basically putting this puzzle together wrong, and then using this platform in this puzzle to like jump up and get the star in it. Like I said, it really
That's
pushes
genius.
it really pushes the mechanics of the world. And another one, okay, hold on. It's in this very first, I think, is it this one? You see that cloud up there that seems to not do anything?
Yeah, that's slowly moving though, right?
It's very slowly moving. So if you stay on this screen for, I forget what it is, like 2 hours or 4 hours, it gradually moves all the way across this screen. And you can hop on top of this door to like get up on it. I think that's how it
So
works.
let's do
rock
that.
over there.
And then over, see that? Like there's that tiny little cliff up on the upper left there.
yeah.
If you jump over there, then there's one of the stars.
That's totally a Mario thing.
That's
Wait, did you
incredible.
get all these stars, Joe?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I got several of them, but there's one, I forget what it was exactly. There's one that was just mechanically like too hard for me to do.
Because it like you can't even leave it for 4 hours because it'll go past you.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I hope
So-
I get amnesia someday about this game, so I can just go back and replay
Yeah.
it again
Yeah.
for the first time.
You know, there are very few games like that for me, and this is definitely one of them that like I wish I could play that again for the first time. feeling.
Yeah.
Well, stop playing it so you start to forget it. dude.
Yeah,
seriously.
I can't. I just can't.
But that's Replay, everyone. Thank you again for all the support. New episodes every 7 days. This is a weekly program. You can find us on YouTube and GameInformer.com. Also, check out New Game Played today. That's our look at new releases. We release those whenever there's a new game coming out. And then the Game Informer show, that is every Thursday. And that is a lengthy one. You're going to want to put 2 to 3 hours aside to hear us talk about the latest news and games and all that fun stuff.
And we're celebrating 500,000 YouTube subscribers.
we are
this
up
week.
to 500,000. Thank you so much for the support.
That's awesome.
Tell your friends about us. And if you haven't subscribed, do it now. Let's get up to 600,000.
Get in on the ground floor.
Thanks, everyone. See ya.